Well, the global economy is still recovering from the longest and deepest crisis since the 1930s. The US economy is growing this year, although not very strongly, but that's still a positive message. China has slowed down slightly, but not surprisingly because their exports are so linked to the world economy. Europe is not doing very well. And of course, on top of all of this, we have some significant geopolitical risks, both in Europe, on the margins of Europe, and of course in the Middle East. And these risks are important because they do dampen down business confidence and business investment. So at the moment, I'm reasonably optimistic, but there are some signals on the horizon that we need to be very wary of in terms of the risks. Well, the eurozone is still struggling to come out of its malaise. Germany, France, and Italy are showing very little signs of growth, although Germany is perhaps the better of the three. I think what is surprising and which is good in a sense that the hardest hit economies like Greece are showing some signs of recovery, but from a very low base point, and you would expect to see that. For me, the biggest danger facing the eurozone is the danger of deflation, but deflation not caused by productivity improvements, but caused by a lack of demand. And so as demand stops rising, as demand perhaps falls, prices will start to slip. And once deflation sets in, that can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. So I am concerned about the eurozone for the coming year or so, along with rising unemployment, which of course goes hand in hand with bad deflation. Well, the UK economy is doing very well this year. It's going to be the fastest growing developed country in the world. We're going to grow by about 3%, and we may slow down slightly next year to 2.5, 2.6%. But all of the key indicators are showing positive signs. So for example, unemployment is falling, employment is rising, price inflation has come right down. And the really good news is that wage inflation has now surpassed price inflation for the first time in 5 years. That's a positive message. There's still a lot more to do, of course, and GDP has only just got back to where it was 5 years ago. The government has a challenge, however. Tax revenues are coming in more slowly than they would like. That's primarily because of the number of low-paid jobs in the economy. And so in the next year or so, I think the government's got a challenge to keep its budget borrowing down. But I'm optimistic that the UK economy will continue to improve in the years ahead.